Hey guys, it's Deb here with Creative Life, and today y'all we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a short tutorial on how to do that Halloween carousel that I did. And the carousel turned out like this, okay? And I had showed it on a video a few weeks ago. This is the one that is created by KSCrafts, and the lid just pops off just like this. Okay, so you can put candy and everything inside, whatever you would like. So for the inside part, I had cut out the acetate and made all of my windows acetate. Now for this one, I went ahead and cut out each one individually and then glued it on the inside of each of the panels. Okay. But I started thinking and I thought, I think you could go ahead and use the die to cut out the acetate. Now it doesn't cut the acetate depending on how heavy your acetate is. Okay. My acetate is really heavy. So it didn't cut it out. It did emboss it really well, okay? And I ran it through about, I want to say 3 or 4 times, okay? And it's this panel right here, all right? So you're going to go ahead and place that on your acetate, okay? And then run it through your machine 3 or 4 times. Like I said, depending on the thickness of your acetate. If you have thin acetate, it shouldn't take very much to run it through, maybe a couple of times, but mine is really thick, so I had to run it through a few times and then cut it out with my scissors, and it cuts out pretty easy, so it didn't really take me that long. I cut out 3 of these. Okay, the nice thing about running this through on the acetate is the fact that it's already perforated, so it bends for you. Okay, so you don't have to worry about scoring it or bend, anything like that. So it's already scored for you, so it will bend to how it's supposed to be. So again, you'll cut out 3 of these. All right. For my paper that I'm going to use, I decided to go ahead and use Wickedly Beautiful, and this is by Kim Murray, and it is a printable design, okay, and oh my gosh, it's so cute, you guys. So when I am not a good printer. I went ahead and printed it on a landscape. I think this is what it's called. Okay, so what I did is I printed everything landscape, and I'm going to share with you this pretty paper real quick. So pretty. Now I did go back through and I printed out some that were on the what is it called? I always forget the name. There's landscape and then the other one, portrait. So I went ahead and went back through and printed some on portrait, and you want to do shrink to fit. Okay. It is 8.5 by 11 paper. Okay. That I printed on, and I printed it on the Bristol vellum. And I'll give you a link to where I purchased the paper from. Okay. So this is part of that collection. So pretty. Now on this one I didn't do shrink to fit. I just printed it, and it just printed onto the 8.5 by 11 paper. But oh my gosh, the colors on this are so pretty, you guys. So pretty. And then this, I printed a big one of this one. Okay. And then I also printed a smaller one of that one. And let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So here's the portrait size, okay? And I did go ahead and put shrink to fit on the paper, and then it shrunk it down and then printed the whole paper, the whole image. So I love that. So cute. And then I love this one with the pink flowers and the skulls and the hat. So cool, you guys. And the paper is like it's like a muted or a what do I want to say, like a washed pink with gray in it. So pretty. And then here's another one. So pretty. So pretty. And then here's this one. So pretty. And then there's this one. I love the women on this. So pretty. So pretty. And then there's this one. So you have like the one page will have like an image, okay? And then you also get just the main print. See? So cute. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love this pink one is my favorite with the little cat. So cute. And I love this one too. So pretty. Now I like this one. And I don't know if you guys are familiar. The symbols on these are like earth symbols, like earth element symbols and stuff like that. So it's really pertaining to like, you know, earth and nature and stuff like that. So pretty. So, okay. And then there's this. This is going to be your cut apart page. Okay. And this one I did in a bigger, as a bigger print. And then this is the shrink to fit print. Okay. And then this is another bigger piece of the cut aparts cards. So cool. And then I thought I did a shrink to fit, but maybe I didn't. And then there's this one. So you can cut them, you can print them out bigger. I like how I printed this one. It's just the bottom. It's just this right here. And I printed the bottom part of that. So cool. I love how they're printed out. So anyway, so this is what I'm going to be using for the carousel. So I'm really excited, you guys. I can't wait to get started. So anyway, I just wanted to share the paper with you that I'm going to be using. And then I also wanted to share how to cut out the windows real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting out everything, and then I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So now I cut out all of my pieces to create the carousel. And the acetate that I'm using is from J&S Hobbies and Crafts. And I will put the link for you down below, okay? It is phenomenal acetate. It is a heavyweight acetate, so it is great for this carousel. The other thing I'm using is the Carousel from KSCrafts store, and I will put the link down for you below. And so, yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so to start off with, you're going to cut 3 of the frames or the panels, okay, with your acetate. And then here you're going to go ahead and see, I'm showing you the score lines there, and you're going to have a score line down that middle part. You're going to have another little flap that's going to be on your left hand side. You're going to fold those back. Those also have a score line, and then on the bottom you have 2 little tabs, okay, and those are going to be folded back as well. So I'm going to show you how to place your tape on there. You don't want your tape on the lines, you want it like right up next to it. All right, so you're going to make sure that that tab right there is going to be on your left hand side, okay, when you place your tape down. And again, you want to go ahead and make sure that you butt your tape up next to that score line. You do not want it on the score line, and you're going to do that for all 3 of your little acetate panels, okay? And same thing with the bottom tabs. You're going to just place that on the bottom tab along the ridge there. Now I placed my tape directly straight across the bottom part of the tabs, and then you just take your scissors and then cut that little triangular piece out. Okay, next you're going to go ahead and cut out 3 of your panels using your die, okay? And you're going to go ahead and use your paper for that. These are going to line up with your acetate piece that you cut out, okay? So you have 3 of each. Okay, you're going to go ahead and you're going to line up everything, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add glue to that middle part, and then we're going to add glue to the bottom side, thin side, and the top. Okay, before we attach our paper frame to the acetate, I want to go ahead and prepare my paper. So I'm bending in where all the score lines are. I'm bending my tabs backward, and I'm bending that little piece in the middle inward, okay? Okay, so now you're going to line up the paper frame with the acetate frame, and you're just going to remove the backing on your double tape, and you're just going to go ahead and lay everything down and match it up. Okay, if you want to use glue to have maneuver around, you can. Okay, so once you have your frame on there, you're going to go ahead and take your glue, lift your acetate up, and place the glue on that thin little line in the middle part of your frame. And then you're going to place glue on the top part of that frame, so everything is stuck down to the frame. If you have glue on your frame, on your acetate, you could just wipe that off. Or if you have overlap of your tape on the sides, you can just go ahead and cut that off. Same thing with the acetate. If you have a little bit of acetate on the top, just cut that off. And then next, don't forget, we also need to cut out our little horse frames. So those go right in the middle. Okay, so now we're going to focus on the bottom part of our carousel. And I'm using 2 thin pieces of chipboard, and then I went ahead and cut out 2 pieces of the paper in the die as well. So I'm going to attach, one is going to be on the bottom part, okay, and one is going to be on the top part, the inside part of the carousel. Okay, so that's going to be on the inside part, and then the bottom part is going to have the one with the butterfly, and it's like a purplish lavender type color. That's going to be on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to place these 2 pieces together, and now we're going to go ahead and add tape around both of the pieces. You want to make sure you place your tape on the chipboard side, not the side with your pattern paper on it, okay? And you're going to go around on both sides and add tape to the middle part of them as well. As the little frames that we just made, they will go on top and sit on top of those little hexagon pieces, okay? Okay, so you're going to go ahead and place tape in the middle part of one of the little hexagons, and in the other one you're just going to go ahead and place tape around the perimeter, okay? So I wanted to share a little tip with you. I went ahead and grabbed my scoreboard, and at the line 6 of your scoreboard, I took a marker and just went down the middle part of that, and that's just so I can gauge where everything, the score lines can match up. And I went ahead and just took my little score tool and went down where the score lines are on each of the frames. This just makes it easier to bend with the paper and the acetate together. Okay, y'all, so now we're ready to go ahead and put everything together. So what I wanted to suggest is go ahead and place glue around your little hexagons here, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to grab your frame, you're going to take all the backing off of the bottom portion of that frame, and you're going to just stand that up and place this on top of your little hexagon there, okay? And you're going to match up the little pointy pieces, okay? Just like I'm doing here. Alrighty, and you do want to place pressure on that frame, like where I have my thumb and my little pointer finger on the tabs there. You want to go ahead and try to place those down and burnish those in, as like I'm doing here. Okay, so to add on the second piece, you are going to place tape on that little tab there on your pieces, okay? Because they have to connect together. So the thin part of your frame that is going to be on the right hand side, that's going to connect to the tab that is on the left hand side, okay? And so then you want to go ahead, and I'm just adding some glue to this bottom piece because it wouldn't, for some reason it was lifting up, so I went ahead and just added some glue there. So then I'm going to add some glue to that tab on top of there, and then I'm going to smooth that out with my finger, and I'm going to place that frame right on that edge there, okay? Now on a few of my acetate frames or panels, I went there was a little bit of acetate that I didn't cut off all the way, so I went ahead and went back and just cut off the rest of that overlap of that acetate, okay, so it's evened with the paper frame. So next we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach this to that frame that's already placed on the hexagon. And we're going to go ahead and just set that down just like that. Once you get your little panel or your frame on there, you're just going to go ahead and burnish that down really good, okay? And then you're going to attach that little tab to the inside of that window that you're putting on there. Then you're just going to roll that over and you're going to burnish that in really good, okay? And I just rolled it on the surface and then just used my fingers to burnish that in. Okay, so for this next part, I forgot to put in the horse frames inside of the windows before we attach them to the hexagon platform. So you want to do that prior to putting them on. I mean, if you want to do them after, there's no problem with that either. I didn't have any problems putting mine on afterwards. But yeah, so here I'm just using the little horse frame and I'm just placing glue on there, and then I'm going to attach that in the middle of that panel there. Okay, now you can have one panel be paper and then the other panel be the horse, carousel horse if you want. It's totally up to you how you want to do this. For mine, I used the carousel horse, and then I used something else. I went ahead and did another horse, and then I went ahead and I cut out the little crossbone skeleton with the top hat, and I think he turned out so cute. So I went ahead and stuck him on there, and I think it looks really cool, you guys. So then I went ahead and just added him on there. I did place tape on the back of him instead of the glue, but you can use your tape or your glue. If you use your tape, you want to just go ahead and put your tape on, and then just cut that tape off the top there. Yeah, so it works either way, either with glue or the tape, okay? And I just cut really thin strips on all of my 1/4 inch tape, and then I laid them down on top of the frame. Okay, so now we're ready to place on the final frame to the hexagon piece, and I'm just adding some more glue there on the bottom. I'm taking off the tape off of that tab that is on your left hand side, and now I'm going to go ahead and place this on top of the panel. Next, I'm just adding some glue to that little tab there, and then I'm going to attach that to the window, okay, to that little piece on the right hand side. And then you also have to attach the left hand side to the other window. Okay, so you're attaching two pieces kind of at once. So on both sides. So yeah, so and it just goes on pretty easy there. You know, again, press down and burnish. And you know, if you need to press down a little bit more, you can do that. Just don't press too hard, you might collapse the windows, but it should go on pretty smoothly. Again, I just want to go ahead and add, you can try to put your window pieces together prior to placing them on the hexagon and see if that works. Okay, after you get all three panels on it securely, you want to go ahead and set this aside to dry. Okay, so I finished putting all of my frames together, and now I'm just going to go ahead and place them in the windows. And I just wanted to share with you, this is, you know, I put the windows on previously. You can do it either after you get all the panels on, or you can do it before you put the panels together. So see, and it just goes on really easy, no problems at all. So I just wanted to share that with you real quick. So I wanted to give you a quick glance of what the carousel looks like, and I did have it, a little bit of lifting right there where that horse was, and you can, I went ahead and added beads around the bottom part just to kind of cover that up. But you can add whatever you want to yours. You may not have any lifting. I don't know why mine didn't adhere down correctly, but it just didn't, so that's okay. Now we're just going to add in the bottom of the carousel piece, and so I'm just put glue on there, and I just went ahead and placed it inside, and I'm just burnishing it down with my fingers. You can grab a little spatula if you have one that fits inside and just go around the corners, you know, up close, just to make sure everything's burnished down really good. And there we go. So that carousel is done. Now we're starting the top piece. Okay, so this is the die that's going to cut out the top of your carousel, okay? And again, you have those little score lines there. So the two side pieces will fold up, and that bottom piece will fold down, okay? I already put part of the top together, but I'm going to show you real quick how you place it together just like that. You place glue right along that scalloped edge, and then you attach that other piece right there, and you want to match up the scallop pieces together, okay? And that's how you're going to get all 6 of your pieces together. You're going to just go ahead, there is a little tab at the bottom there, you're going to go ahead and just glue that to the bottom of the little awning part there, okay? And that's how you're going to place those pieces together, just like that. Okay, so next you have a layer that goes on top of the carousel tops, the triangle pieces, and you're just going to cut out 6 of those and lay those right on top of there, and that is the paper that I used. I thought it was so pretty. And you're just going to go ahead and attach those triangles on top of the carousel top. Next, I'm just sharing with you a couple of pieces that I fussy cut out from the cut apart sheet of the Wickedly Beautiful collection, and I cut out some of the witches' hats and the witches, the pumpkins, the moths, and the cauldron, and I'm gonna be layering those up on top of the carousel top. So I can't wait to show you guys. I think it's gonna be so cool. So I'm really excited. So here I thought I'd just share with you a few of clips that from the video of me layering up the top of the carousel. And I just used foam tape to raise up my images, and then I just started placing things here and there and adding as I went along. So I hope that you guys like how it turned out. Up next I will share with you how it turned out. Alrighty, I'm back. So I went ahead and finished up the carousel. I put the hats that I fussy cut out of the paper on top of 3 of the horses, and then I also added some beads right here on their neck. So I also went ahead and used some stickles and some 3D crystal lacquer on the hat for the skulls. And so that's what they look like, you guys. Oh my gosh, so cute. So cute. So yeah, so I love how that is looking. So okay, so that is the carousel piece. For the top piece, I went ahead and used a button, a flower button, and then I had these little pieces, these gem pieces that are flowers, and they have different colors in the center, and this one has a black, so I went ahead and put that one on top of the flower. And then for the around the top part, I went ahead and layered everything and that I cut out, fussy cut out from all of the papers and the cut apart piece of the sheet. And I went ahead and just did the cauldron, a candle. Again, I used some stickles and some 3D lacquer. I cut the moon in half and placed this little witch on top of her. On top of the moon, I mean. And then I went ahead and did a pumpkin up here, a flower, and then another witch. I'm going to bring that up a little bit closer so you guys can see. I think, and then I added some lacquer to that butterfly. And then there's a pumpkin on there with that little pretty witch. And then I used the little cat on top of there, and I should add some lacquer to his eyes. I didn't even think about that until just now when I saw it. So let me grab some lacquer here. I'm just going to put a little drop right on his eyes. So just like that. So his eyes will stand out a little bit. And then I added a cauldron, or he has a cauldron, I think, behind him. And then the candles, and I added some potions back on top of him right there. And oh my gosh, so cute. And then there's that little witch there, and has a moth on it with the crow up above, or the black raven above her, and then the pumpkin with the raven on it. And then that witch there has I put some stickles on the little flower there, and it has the eye in the center. I used some stickles and a little potion bottle on the side. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I love how it turned out. And I like that it I used the foam dots for the back, and so it would stick, everything would be like 3D. So, and then the lid just goes right on top of the carousel. And I'm trying to, yeah, get that on there. So make sure it is on top, nice and good. So there we go. All right. Okay, so there is that, you guys. It fits really nice. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I absolutely love it. So that is the carousel, you guys. So thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. I hope that you guys got some wonderful ideas to create with this. Gosh, I absolutely love putting this together. So it's so fun. And I mean, you can make a Christmas one. You could do Valentine's. I mean, there's so much that you could do with this die. I mean, just it's just endless. So I hope that you guys had a great time with this project. I will put the link to the die down below. Again, it's KSCrafts. I know they have it on Ali. I'm not quite sure if it's on Amazon, but I do know it's at Ali. So I'll put the link down below. I'll put the link to the paper down below, and also I want to mention that everything in the store right now over at Salty Beach Scrapper on Etsy is 50% off. So you might want to go ahead and grab this paper, the Christmas paper, and the Bees to Honey paper 1 and 2. So thank you so much, y'all. Take care, and I will be back soon. Bye.